It's rare for a single piece of legislation to touch practically every aspect of our lives, but the Wisconsin Clean Energy Jobs Act would do just that. It addresses everything related to energy consumption, from renewable energy sources, to energy standards on television sets, to how long trucks can idle and what temperatures.
This is a huge bill. It is a multifaceted bill. There is a lot of stuff that's going to be very controversial. I think anybody that expects that this process will go quickly is mistaken. I think this is going to be a very thorough process. I think there's a lot of stakeholders. A lot of people have questions, a lot of people have concerns, and we need to take the time to address those questions and address those concerns.
One of the biggest concerns is no one knows how much this bill would cost. There is yet to be a thorough financial analysis.
It's frightening. I mean, it's amazing to me that that the majority party, that the Democrats have allowed legislation of this magnitude to go this far with absolutely no concept of what it's going to cost.
Representative Mike Hipsch asked the Legislative Council how much this would cost during an informational hearing Wednesday. The council referred him to slide 86 of its PowerPoint presentation, where it simply states the DNR would assess cost.
The financial information will be, is continuing to be worked on and discussed and things. So it'll be done before we go to the floor.
The Legislative Fiscal Bureau usually analyzes the cost of proposed bills. With this bill, it says it's still too early in the process and there are too many unknowns for an accurate assessment. However, even when it does that assessment, it will not be a complete picture of how the Clean Energy Jobs Act will affect Wisconsin.
What Fiscal Bureau will do is they will analyze the cost of a policy on the state. What's it going to cost it's taxpayers? What's it going to do to the state budget? That type of thing. But as far as costs to separate entities, be it utilities or cooperatives or businesses or anything like that, that's not their job. That's not, and they really don't venture into that area.
Hipsch points to a study from the Wisconsin Policy Research Institute and the Beacon Hill Institute that examined what the true cost of the bill could be.
The only real study we've got of the task force report out there is the one from Beacon Hill that states that we could lose over 40,000 jobs in Wisconsin. Disposable income could drop over $1,000 per person per year. The cost that we're hearing from the utilities to go to just the renewable portfolio standard, which is just one component of this bill, could cost as much as $16 billion to implement over the next 15 years. That, of course, gets passed on to the ratepayers, you and me, our businesses and our employers across the state. And at a time like this, when our economy is struggling, I don't know how they anticipate that we can possibly afford, or Wisconsin should be, the trailblazer that does this to our own people and our own economy.
Members of the Governor's Task Force on Global Warming also spoke at the hearing Wednesday. The Clean Energy Jobs Act is actually based on their recommendations. In the report released in 2008, the task force stated members were instructed not to evaluate costs and benefits of any proposed plans.
The cost and benefit simply don't line up, and it's going to be a remarkable impact on our economy and our families.
Senator Plailey, who co-authored the bill, says that fear is not lost on him.
Cost is got to be a huge component of all of this. I think as this committee continues to meet, those costs will become available. Everything in theory is wonderful, but how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
When the price tag comes, you have to be able to afford it. And what we got to do is make sure that that the ratepayers in the state don't end up getting the fuzzy end of the lollipop on this.
But for right now, that cost is the ultimate unknown in this bill.
We're now into public hearings on legislation that there is no cost analysis whatsoever. And many have admitted that they really can't put a good figure on it. They know it's going to be in the billions.
For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmulski.